Hi, and welcome to my Mobility Sculpt class. This class focuses on our hips and our upper backs, which are like two of the main concern areas always that tend to get super tight. We're not using any equipment in this class, just body weight. We're starting the class with 5 minutes of mobility and then going into some single leg work for 10 minutes and then finishing the class on the ground for another 10 minutes. So it should take about 30 minutes, maybe a couple minutes longer. Hopefully not too long. So come on up to standing and find yourself in this relaxed position, bringing your legs wider than your shoulders. Bring your hands on your hips and then start pressing your hips back behind you as you open up the knees. Now come up and then turn your toes, turn your feet inward, bringing those knees together. Come back up, open up your feet. Push your hips back again, opening up the knees, keeping the feet turned out as well. Come back up, bring those knees back together. So we're just pulsing here on our heels, bringing our hips open and then closing our hips. So we're working our hips externally here and now internally, which is like this more awkward position. But our bodies are meant to move in all different ways, and we're not spending that much time in this internal rotation usually. We always tend to do more stuff with our hips turned out externally. So it can cause some imbalances in our bodies. That's why we like to move, or at least I like to teach my classes here, doing all kinds of weird movements that we maybe have been neglecting, just to teach our bodies how to move in all different ways. Let's do last 4, 3, 2, and last one. Good. Okay, come up for a second, shake your legs. You're gonna bring your hands behind your head now. Bring your fingers together, push the elbows back, and also tuck your hips in here. And then we go down into this tiny squat position. Okay, so hips are not back, hips are tucked in. Okay, from here, you're gonna lean into your right leg, right hip, and then bring that left elbow up. And then hover over to the left side, bringing your right elbow up. Inhale, reach your body to the right. Exhale, bring your elbow up. Inhale to the left. Exhale, side bend to the left. Good, nice and slow. Keep your hips tucked in. Push those elbows back. Don't let them fall forward. I know it's hard to keep your hands and your arms in that position for too long. So the elbows are gonna wanna start coming forward, but just try to keep pressing them back. Last 2. And last 1. Good, bring your arms down. We're still working our full body mobility here. So now keep those legs wider than your shoulders still, if you're still in that position. Now you're gonna bring your left hand on your left knee as you reach forward here. Slight gaze over to the left side of you. Bring your right hand on the right knee, slight gaze over to the right side of you. Just moving side to side. Getting that more inner thigh action there, a little more hips, staying nice and low. If this feels too challenging for you, you can also just stay up here, moving side to side. If going all the way down to the ground is not for you, you don't have to do that. Let me show you from the side. Good, reach forward. touch the ground. Stay low. Reach forward. Slight rotation. Slight rotation. Turn your shoulders to the right. Turn your shoulders to the left. Generating heat here through our legs, through our bodies. Your hips should start waking up now, slowly but surely. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Stand up nice and tall. We're finishing this mobility sequence with some upper body circles. This is like a freestyle moment. There's no rules to this one. I just want you to bring your arms up. Now bend over to the right side of you. Collapse forward, bending your knees, bringing your chest down, bringing your arms down. Come back up from the left side. Going back down to the right. Coming back up. Going back down from the right. Coming back up. So I want you to move that rib cage. Let your body fall down. Use that momentum. One more to the right. And let's reverse. Standing up tall. Go to your left. Bend your knees. Bring your chest down. Come back up. Last 3. If this, keep going guys, but if this is making you too dizzy, you can also just stay standing. Cross your arms over your chest and then do your circles without going all the way to the ground. Okay? But now you guys are probably finished with your circles. So grab a sip of water if you want to, and then we're gonna get started with our standing leg exercises. We're gonna dig a little deeper into our hips, one at a time, okay? So come on up after you drink your water, come back up to standing. We're starting with our right hip. So stand on your right leg and keep your left knee bent. Now we're starting with this movement, it's called the hip hike. You're gonna push your right hip out, away from you, and then you're gonna pick it back up by tucking it back in. We're only working the right side here, so don't worry about lifting your left leg. It's not about this leg moving. Just popping that right hip out and then sticking it back in. So if you can imagine a straight line here right now, and then there's a hump that comes out, and then we're gonna try to get rid of that hump by bringing that hip back in. That's all we're doing here, working our right hip, but you're gonna feel it all the way down to your right toes. So the whole leg is actually here working, helping us stay stable, helping us not fall over. So keep those toes on the ground, gripped. So curl your toes. Think about it like a monkey on a T branch, holding on with her toes. That's what you're doing right now. You're gonna suck your toes into the ground, working your ankle, your calf, your knee, your thighs, all the way up to your hip. From the side, we're popping that hip out. You should feel that crunch in your obliques. And now when you're bringing it back in, you're standing up just nice and tall. Pop your right hip out, bring it back in. Always feel free if you feel a little too unstable right now, bring a chair over or something, or even holding onto a wall. Just place your hand on a chair or whatever surface you have nearby, and it's not going to make this exercise less effective for you. If you need to hold on to something, feel free to do that. But we are going to finish with 4 more of these right now. Last 3, last 2, and last 1. Good. From here, still working that right side. You're going to take that left leg, bring it straight. You're going to bring it across, just tapping that toe nice and light. Now you're going to wind yourself open using your right leg and tapping the toe like away from you. So all we're doing, we're winding ourselves on that right hip, closing the hip, and now opening the hip. Closing the hip, opening the hip. Again, hold on to something if you need to. It's not about going to like your extremes here. We're not trying to be super people, superhuman. So whatever can help you do this exercise even better, more effectively, do that. So still feeling it all in the right side. Left leg is light. We're just tapping the toe, turning ourselves open and closed. Open and closed. And when we open, also, it's not about opening as far as we can. It's only about opening as far as this hip is letting us open. So just feel everything on the right hip here. Feel how far it's letting you go and only move in that range. Last two. And last one. Okay, good. Shake out your right leg for a second. We're gonna go into curtsy lunges. So again, still working the right side, but we're adding a little bit more movement to it. Now, left knee is gonna go behind the right leg. We're going down into a curtsy. You're gonna feel a nice stretch in your right butt cheek. Now use your right leg to come back up, stop at the top, and just lean into this right hip. Come back straight. We curtsy. Stop, and then lean to your right, bringing your shoulders down with you. Coming back up straight. Curtsy. And lean to your right. Curtsy. Stopping, reset, and lean. Again, don't worry about the left leg moving here. It's just lifting with our bodies. We're not lifting it necessarily on its own. It's only coming off the ground because we're moving our bodies to the right side. Again, curtsy. Coming up and lean to your right hip. Curtsy. Use your right leg to come up and lean to your right. Side view. Curtsy. Up. If you have that chair there, this is a good moment where you can again use it. Even when you curtsy, you can hold on to the chair or a table or whatever is there, helping you move in a more stable way maybe. So if you need it for this exercise, feel free to still use it always. Last two. Lean, lean, lean into that right hip, using your whole right side of your lower body there to help us stay upright. Last one, and come back, feet together. Very good. We got one more move on the right side, and then we're gonna go back, doing it all over again on our left side. So now going into lunges, I want you to stand with your feet slightly wider than your shoulders. And now I want you to turn the right foot to your side, okay? Left toes are still facing forward, but the right side is turned out. You should already feel some action in your right hip here just by turning it out, okay? I'm gonna spread my feet a little wider. We're gonna go into a lunge. You're gonna turn to the right, and now you pop up, come back up to standing. The only leg that moves here is that left leg. The left one turns in with us and turns back straight as we come back up. Turn the left foot in as you lunge, and then turn it back as you come up. Do not move your right leg. Try to keep your right foot still facing the right side of you the whole time. So as we go down, think about pressing the right foot down to help you come back up. Okay? Coming down into lunge, coming back up. Feel as if there's some tape underneath your right foot that it's not moving. Okay? We want to keep it nice and still. Good. Bring your chest down with you as you lunge and come back up. Bring it down. Come back up. Really pressing that right heel down. Feeling that right hip working full time. Last two. And one more. Good. Now you can move that right leg. We're going to go back to starting exercise, which was our hip hikes. Now we're going to do it all on our left side. Your right side should feel nice and alive. We're going to do the same with our left. So stand on your left leg, bending your right knee. Pull the shoulders back, stand nice and tall. Push your left hip out. It doesn't have to go far. And then just pop it back in. Push your left hip out and pop it in. Out and in. From the side, popping my hip out, bringing it back in. Again, don't worry about pushing yourself as far as you can and then coming back as far up as you can. We're not moving with our right hip or our upper body. All we're doing is just pushing that butt cheek out and then popping it back in. So the movement itself is nice and small. Grip the ground with your left toes, feeling a slight arch underneath your left foot. Keeping your left toes curled. So working our feet and all those little muscles in our left foot are also working. Last 4, 3, 2, and last one. Good. From here, right leg comes straight. We're going to turn, tapping the toe as far as you can, picking it up. Keep your left knee soft so you can turn, and then just stop wherever you feel like you can't turn anymore from this left hip. We pick it up, tap, pick it up, tap. Keep both knees bent. None of the knees are locked straight. If you lock them up, you can't really turn from your hip. So keep them nice and soft. Right leg stays relaxed. Left leg is working. Left toes and the left knee both stay facing forward as you move side to side. I'm going to show you from this side. Crossing over, going behind my right side. Bringing the right leg over the left, going behind to the right. Feeling the left hip heating up. Last 3 and 2 and last 1. Okay, very good. Going into our curtsy lunges. Right knee goes back behind us. We're going down into curtsy. Use your left leg now to come up. Stop at the top and then lean to your left. Come back up straight. Again, right knee goes behind us. Coming back up. Lean to your left. Back up straight. Right hand down, right knee down. Coming back up. Lean to your left. Feel free to still hold on to that chair or a wall, whatever you have, for assistance if you need it. Also, if your curtsy doesn't go all the way to the floor, that's also totally fine. The movements we do here are not going to look the same on each one of us. We all have our own limitations, hip mobility, ankle mobility, whatever it might be. So just because my movement looks like this doesn't mean that it should or has to look the same in your body. So if your curtsy only goes to here, then so be it. We all are different. Last two. Curtsy. Bringing those shoulders to the left side of you, staying on that left hip. Coming back up straight. Last one. Curtsy. Good. Lean, 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 and come back up. And last but not least, we have our lunges. So stand up tall, then start opening up your shoulders. Your legs wider than your shoulders. Now we're working the left side, so you're going to turn your left foot to the left, as open as you can. I'm already feeling it here in the left side. Everything's already starting to work. Now we're going to turn ourselves facing the left leg. We're bringing our body weight on that left leg and then pressing back up, coming back up to standing. The right leg turns with us. Going down, coming up. But the right leg stays nice and light. It just moves with our body, but the left leg, the left hip there, is the one that's working. Bringing our weight on that left leg. Using the left leg to come back up. So really press your left foot, your left heel, your left toes down on your way up. Going down, press up. Going down, press up. Again, feel as if you have tape underneath your left foot, left toes, left heel. It's all sticking to the ground. So try not to move your left foot here, okay? We want to work the left hip as much as we can. So we want to keep the left foot there as still as we can. 2 more. And last one. Good. Okay. We are done with our standing exercises. Now we're going to go down to the floor for our floor exercises. Okay, so come down to the ground. I have a pair of socks here. I just have them rolled up because I'm going to use them for one exercise. So maybe right now, before we get started, go grab a pair of socks or wrap like a kitchen towel or a t-shirt that you can wrap up, or if you have like a little tennis ball, something small that can make like a little ball, okay? So go get that right now and then come back here. Meanwhile, I'm gonna find a place sitting down on my right side. Actually, I'm lying. Let's sit down on our left side. So we can do our right hip first because we just finished our left. So I'm gonna give it a nice break before we go back to the left, okay? So hopefully you're back now. We're gonna get started with our floor movements. So sit on your left hip. Your right leg is the top one. You're gonna bring it just behind your left leg. Both legs are nice and relaxed. Bring your left hand away from you a little bit. Then pulling that shoulder down, you should feel a nice pull here on the inside of your left body. Bring your right hand behind your head. Now start bringing both elbows together. Inhale, open up both elbows. Eyes following that right elbow. Exhale, bringing the elbows together. Inhale, open. Exhale, bringing the elbows together. Inhale, feeling your rib cage filling up with air. Exhale, feeling it deflate. Think about a balloon inside your body, inside your ribs. It's expanding as we breathe in and breathe out. Feel your ribs shrinking. Inhale. Exhale back down. One more. Inhale. Exhale back down. Stay here. Bring both hands down on the left side of you. Stay leaning off from your hands so we're not forward falling. Both elbows are straight. Your shoulders are both down, away from the ears. From here, I want you to, we're doing cat-cow, so think about rounding your back, tucking your tailbone as you bring your chest down, chin down, and then arching your lower back, bringing your chest through the shoulders. Again, rounding and arching. Bring your chest through, rounding and arching. Rounding and arching. One more. Tuck your head, tuck your chin, and arch. Okay, good. Go down on your left elbow. Grab that pair of socks or whatever you found. Bring it behind that right knee. Okay, and now squeeze it in there. So it's tight. It's not falling out. It's squeezed in. Okay, from here, we're gonna bring the right knee as far back as we can, stretching out the front of the right hip. And now we're gonna turn the knee out towards up towards the ceiling. And now bring it just forward, matching the bottom knee. Bring it back behind you, open up the hip, turn the knee up, and then bring it back down. So we're drawing circles with our right kneecap. Good, keep it tight. Keep the pair of socks or whatever you have there behind the knee squeezed in. So you're actively using all the muscles in your right leg and the right hip to do this movement. Bring it as far back as you can, turn it up, and then bring it back down. Keep squeezing that calf into that hamstring. Last two. And last one. Okay, good. Drop that pair of socks. Next, and the last thing on this side, you're gonna step that right foot in front of the left knee. Take your right hand, press your palm into the knee, look over your left shoulder. Left elbow. Bring that hand back down, and then we're gonna kick the right leg straight. Bend that knee, bring your foot down in front of the left knee. Push your hand into the knee, locking that elbow straight, and turn, looking over your left elbow. Inhale, kick your leg straight. Bring your right foot down. Exhale, turn. Back up, kick it straight. Bring it down and press away. Inhale, exhale, press. Bring it down. Exhale, press your hand into the knee. Last one. Press away and twist. Okay, good. Other side. Now we're going to lay on our right sides. Stay on your right elbow. Oh, sorry, not yet. Bring your right arm straight. Bring your top leg, which is your left leg, behind the right leg. Bring your hands or left hand behind your head. And then exhale as you bring the left elbow down towards your right elbow. Inhale, open. Exhale, bring the elbow down. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. Open. Down. Last two. Last one. Good. Bring both hands down on the right side of you. Both palms are down. Fingers are spread nice and wide. We're going to start by rounding our backs. Thinking of our tailbone coming down closer to the ground. And then arching our back, bringing our chest through the shoulders. Chin comes up. And again, rounding. And arching. Really moving that spine. Two more. Round, tucking the hips, tailbone coming down. Arching. One more. Good. Okay, now we're going to go down on our right elbow. Grab that pair of socks. Bring it behind your left knee and squeeze it in there. So you feel the muscles working already. Okay, stay off that right shoulder. So keeping your neck long. You're going to bring that left knee back behind you as far as you can. Turn it, knee faces the ceiling, and then bring it in front of you back down. Circle it all the way back. We turn, bring it forward, down and back. Squeeze your butt cheeks, squeeze your calves, squeeze the hamstrings. Everything is working as we keep that pair of socks there nice and tight. Working our hip mobility here. Something we all need, especially people who sit a lot behind a desk. Even people who just are actually a lot like spending their days on their feet as well, because most of the time we move so linear, or we walk or run or ride our bike or whatever. Everything is really straightforward, so we never really open up our hips. So our hips forget how to do that, and that can cause a lot of tightness, pain in the lower back or in the hip or even the knee. Our bodies are all connected. Last circle. Good. Drop those socks. So if you feel pain somewhere, it might not even be the area that is having trouble. It might be somewhere else, but that's just where you start feeling it. But just working all those ankles, hips, shoulders, upper back. Those are the key areas that always tend to get so tight. So focusing on opening up those areas can help release some stress on your body as well. Okay, so the last thing we're doing here, bring that left leg straight. Step it forward in front of that right knee. Take your palm, press it into the knee, look over your right elbow. Good. Release the hand, kick your left leg straight. Open it up, step it forward, press. And up and kick. Step, press, twist. Rotating our spine. So imagine like a wet t-shirt that you just washed and you're trying to squeeze the water out of it because it's soaking wet. What you do is you squeeze, squeeze, squeeze so the water drips off or out of the t-shirt. That's kind of what your spine feels like right now as we twist. We're squeezing the water out of it. Again, a movement that we neglect is rotating through our spines. Just like our legs, our hips get so stuck in one way, so do our backs. So just adding in these twists is so good for our bodies. Last one. And kick it out. Good job. Let's finish in a nice child's pose. Bring your knees wider than your hips. Toes are pointed together. Walk your hands out in front of you. Let your head just fall down to the ground. From here, walk your hands to the right side of you, and then place your left hand on top of the right hand. Child's pose. Walk your hands to the left side of you. Place your right hand on top of the left, and last child's pose. Okay. Great job, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me for this class. I hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next class.